So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. This is my most favorite day of the transfer window. It's transfer deadline day. It's the most amazing time of the year, isn't it? Transfer deadline day, where all the unpredictable, mysterious, out of the nowhere transfers happen, and hopefully we get a bit of drama today because Arsenal's left back situation. What are we gonna do with it? Will Ainsley leave? With Van Aanholt come in? Will Bertrand come in? Will Nelson go out? Will Willock go out? Will Mustafi even go out? All covered here today. Just a side note, I might do a live stream for deadline day, like between 10 and 11 till the end of the window. We'll just have to see on that one, no promises. So the first bit of news is on the left back incomings. What will we bring in? Now, reports are flying around last night, especially that we are going to be going after a left back if Ainsley does go out, or maybe even if Ainsley doesn't go out, we still might go in for a left back, but I think it will be reliant on whether Ainsley Maitland-Niles does go out on loan or even a permanent deal to the likes of Southampton and Leicester City. That's what it's narrowed down to. I don't know if it's going to be Southampton. It might be Leicester because they've just got rid of Demarai Gray and they are also looking to get rid of Hamza Chowdhury to West Bromwich Albion. Ainsley was linked to West Brom, but with Southampton and Leicester linked, I doubt a move to West Brom could happen. In terms of Van Aanholt, someone like Van Aanholt, we'll just have, Van Aanholt. I have looked at this one. He is 30 years old. His value is £7.2 million. He's got 1 assist this season. He plays quite a lot for Crystal Palace, but with the arrival of Mitchell, and he's been playing a lot more games. So Van Aanholt is now out of the squad. And he's got 6 months left on his deal. Apparently, the news is it would be a permanent one, but with a very short fee. My thinking is just do a loan, no permanent deals. Just do a loan till the end of the season. And then if he's really good, let's say if he's a good backup, then maybe sign him for a 1 or 2 year contract, because he is 30 years old. So I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money on someone like Van Aanholt, because what if he's not that good, and we do need a left back. It is quite obvious, because I'm not comfortable going into games like Benfica and even some Premier League games where Tierney's not going to be as fit, and we will need to be going with the left back. I don't really want to be going with Saka because he's so good in the forward line, but Cedric or Ainsley at that left back role, I ain't too confident with that. So we'll just have to see what happens. But I think with Van Aanholt, he's a good option, and I think for a 6-month loan, because it's deadline day, we need an option in. Just bring him in just for a 6-month loan, nothing more than that for now. The other one was Ryan Bertrand. Now this doesn't look like it's going to happen anymore, only because apparently he's going to sign a new contract at Southampton. He is playing there, he's their top fullback, so I doubt there'll be any sort of deal to let him go unless Southampton and Bertrand do a swap, Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Bertrand swap deal. Even in that case, Ainsley is more of midfield. That's why he wants to go on loan. He wants to play in the midfield or even right back, but I don't think he'll play right back at Southampton. They've got Valerie and Kyle Walker-Peters, so I don't see something there. But he ain't a great left back, so we'll just have to be in midfield where Ainsley plays for Southampton. So I think we'll look at Ainsley more in a bit. But with Bertrand, he's a tricky one. Bertrand, he's the one that didn't really catch my eye. I think Van Aanholt more does so, only because he's played a lot of games in the Premier League, and he's been here quite a while, and I think he has a bit more experience as well. But I wouldn't mind either for a 6-month loan, to be honest. And we do need a left back, and if hopefully we can bring one in on deadline day. We are thinking about making a push. Even Mikel Arteta hinted at it, that we are doing phone calls, conversations with the outgoings as well as the ingoings. So we'll just have to see whether we do bring in a left back or not. But leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think we should bring in a left back today? Should that be Bertrand, Van Aanholt, or anyone else? Next bit of news is on Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now I'll be looking at the outgoings. With Ainsley, as I've just already talked about, it does involve the left back situation we do have right now, because he's been touted as a left back option right now by Mikel Arteta, and it didn't work for him when he did play. I'm pretty sure it was against Newcastle. I can't remember. He played left back. But what will happen to Ainsley? Because he had an offer. We had an offer from Wolves in the summer, and Arteta was like, "Please stay, Ainsley, please stay," and he hasn't played. So I didn't get it. it? What happened there? It's an interesting one for me because I'm at the point now where I'm saying just get rid of him. If you don't want him, Arteta Mikel, just get rid of him. Just get out, because in the summer he does go down to 2 years, and when you do go down to 2 years and you're going down to 1, and then obviously you know what happens. So you do want to get rid of him earlier than later. If just make a decision on him. Option to buy, option to Leicester, 25 million or something. Just get it done, get him out the door, because come on, we just need to get someone like him out, because if you're not going to play him, just get rid of him. And I think today we could make a move. We could make a move for someone like Van Aanholt, and then we get rid of Ainsley. That's something we could possibly look to do, but I'd rather him go to someone like Leicester. We can get more experience, but again, teams like Southampton, Leicester, they're in and around us for that top 4 space. So maybe Arsenal go for West Brom, but I think Arsenal would probably want Leicester because he can get better experience, especially them playing in the Europa League as well. But it'd be very interesting to see where Ainsley Maitland-Niles actually ends up, because I don't think West Brom will sign him. They were also linked, but they tried really hard according to David Ornstein, but I think they're going after other targets now, including Hamza Chowdhury of Leicester City, and as I said earlier, they got rid of Demarai Gray, so maybe they move for someone like Ainsley who can play right wing similar to Demarai Gray. So that's something that Arsenal may look at with Ainsley. Just get rid of him on loan at least. But again, he's a very versatile player, and moving into the Europa League, yes, we don't have FA Cup, but still Europa League, if we do get deep, someone like Ainsley could help with versatility options, especially in the Premier League when we do have to rotate and stuff, especially playing Thursday, Sunday. So do we get rid of him or do we not? It depends, it really depends. But I think he wants to get into the Euros as well for 2021, so I think that'll probably be on him, but I think we just get rid of him and bring in someone like Van Aanholt or Bertrand. Next bit of news is on Reiss Nelson. Now, Reiss Nelson, there is a lot of reports circulating last night that he could be leaving on loan from various clubs in Germany, but more specifically Villarreal of Unai Emery. Now, apparently he wants to take Reiss Nelson on loan for the rest of the season. There's also interest from Real Betis, who were also interested in Willian earlier in this window. So, Reiss Nelson, do we get rid of him? Do we not? We got a lot of wingers, we got a lot of forward players at the moment, so I think it wouldn't be the worst idea if we let him out on loan for the rest of the season. I think I'd be for it, but also Joe Willock's been linked out with a loan move, but I think I'd get rid of one of them. I wouldn't get rid of both of them, I'd get rid of one of them, I think, not both, because I think we still need we need squad depth at the moment, because as I said, Thursday, Sunday with the Europa Leagues, we need as many players as we can available, because we will need a good squad, because that's what's gonna carry us in the Premier League front and in the Europa League front, whether we do go deep in that competition or not. So I think Reiss Nelson, if the opportunity comes from a bigger club like Villarreal, like Real Betis, and bigger clubs in Germany, even someone like Hoffenheim, Leipzig, those sorts of clubs, then I think it isn't the worst idea, and I would be very much open to Reiss Nelson going out on loan. Next bit of news, there isn't much update on this, but I think this is just one to look out for, and that is on Squadron Mustafi. Now on Mustafi, Liverpool could move for him because they have been linked with other centre backs, but they're not very experienced. So I think in terms of a free experienced centre back, a very cheap option, who is there? And I think Jurgen Klopp, being German, knows a lot about Mustafi, and apparently he wanted to sign him for Borussia Dortmund 12 years ago, so he knows about him, Mustafi, and it will be very interesting to see whether Liverpool do make a late move for him. So I think I'm not going to say much more about this, but I think it's definitely one for a look out for Mustafi if we can let him go. If we can let him go for 6 months, that obviously takes him to the end of his contract, and that's very good because we've got him off our books 6 months early. I think even for squad depth, it wouldn't be the worst thing if he stayed, but again, if the offer came in from Liverpool, I'd probably let him go anyways. Last bit of news is on Joe Willock, as he's another player who could be going out today. Now, Newcastle are the latest team pushing for him, and they are pushing quite hard to sign him today. Now, Joe Willock, as I said, it would either have to be Reiss Nelson or Joe Willock. I don't think it would be both. I don't, just for squad depth. But if the Reiss Nelson one falls through, then maybe get rid of Joe Willock. And Newcastle, over the last 24 hours, have made an inquiry for Joe Willock on a loan till the end of the season. I don't think it could be the worst idea because, he stays in the league, gets more experience. Newcastle side that are fighting, they need more creative impetus from midfield. They have a decent team, to be honest, and why not let him go to Newcastle, get him some experience, then hopefully maybe in the summer, if he's higher priced, and get rid of him, because that's what I would do, or maybe even try and get him back into the side as a squad player somehow. But I'd be open for it for Joe Willock going out Newcastle, so that would be interesting to see whether that comes off. But that is it for today. Hopefully we do a stream later on, no guarantees, but there is a possibility we do a stream. for deadline day. Let's see what happens. Do we bring in anyone? Will we have a Thomas Partey special like we did last time, or will it just be one of them ones where we get maybe one or two and not bring in anyone? So we'll just have to see. But in recent years, we have done business on deadline day. Last January, brought in Cedric, I think, deadline day. The one before that, we didn't. I don't think we did anything on deadline day that January, but the one before we brought in Aubameyang. So very interesting to see what happens. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next one. Bye bye.